see me on YouTube. So 1 second now, I'll get, yeah, okay. So I think that should work. And I hope you can see the text clearly as well. Fingers crossed. So now I think you can see me and you can see the text, which should be hopefully a bit more interesting. So the quiz today is gonna be, I've got included some phrasal verbs. So some phrasal verbs without. We're going to see these ones. We're going to see some idioms with the verb throw, and we're going to see some collocations with face. Okay, so which collocations we can use with face. So the warm up here, right? We've got phase out, bail out, weed out, iron out, lash out at, or just lash out if you're lash out if you want to say who you're lashing out at. Rule out, used a lot in medicine, and carry out, which is maybe a more common one. Throw, we have throw in the towel, throw someone under the bus, throw a spanner in the works, throw caution to the wind, throw your weight around, and throw cold water on something. Hi, Eulalia. Hello. Welcome back. I'm just starting off here. Hi, Daniel. Hi, CLS. Face is face criticism, face scrutiny, face opposition, face pressure, face allegations, face consequences, face charges, okay? So all of those, they come more or less from the same universe. So just to warm up, hello, hi, happy Tuesday, Eulalia. So to warm up, I have to phase something out. So maybe some of you remember the word phase from COVID. We heard a lot, there was a lot of use of the word phase. So the meaning is to gradually stop using or providing something. So it means you don't stop immediately, you stop like in parts. You start reducing and then reducing and then reducing until you get to zero. For example, many countries are phasing out petrol cars in favor of electric vehicles. So this means petrol cars are not all eliminated tomorrow, but step by step, they're gradually being phased out, like in parts or in phases. The next one is to bail someone out. This is a very interesting verb. I think this is probably more C2, to be honest. However, the verb to bail, this means if you're in a boat, okay, so you're in your boat and water starts entering the boat. This action of throwing that water back out into the sea, this is called to bail out, okay? So that's the verb to bail. And then to bail someone out, it's when somebody that you know is in trouble and you help them maybe normally financially, maybe you give them some money so they can pay their mortgage or they can save their business or whatever. You're bailing them out. So the meaning is to rescue someone from financial difficulty or a difficult situation. For example, the government was forced to bail out several banks during the financial crisis. Yes. So if you guys don't know, I'm Irish, and it was the countries were actually called I think it was the pigs, PIGS. That was Portugal, Ireland, Greece, and Spain. The crisis was in about 2009, wasn't it? The 2009 crisis. So in Ireland, for example, the government decided to save the banks. So we heard this expression a lot. The government decided to bail out the banks, so to save the banks. The banks had no money, so the government decided to give them money. Okay? The next one, to weed something out. So if you can think, does anybody know what a weed is? I'm not going to make a joke, but really I'm asking, in your garden, what is a weed? Does anybody know? It's a serious question. I'm not talking about the funny stuff, okay? So in your garden, you normally have flowers, trees, and plants that you want, right? So the plants that you don't want, that maybe the seed grows or blows in from outside and the plant starts growing and you don't want this in your garden, those are called weeds. I can only tell, in Spanish, it's mala hierba. So the action of weeding is when you go to your garden and you pull out all of the strange things growing there that you don't want. That's called weeding. So then the idiom to weed something out, it means when you remove something unwanted. It can be unwanted people, unwanted ideas, or things from a group. Hi guys. Sorry, now I should say, yeah. Hi guys, hi Koala. Hi Jeanlitz. Hi guys. So when you remove something you don't want, okay? And often they're things that are there like in a sneaky way, you know? For example, the recruitment process is designed to weed out unsuitable candidates. You know, for jobs and stuff, people often apply for jobs that maybe they're not qualified or they don't, you know, maybe what they say they can do something on their CV, but really they can't. So the human resources, they need to weed out these people, to remove these people. Okay, I hope that's clear. So next one, really useful one, we have to iron something out, to iron something out. So think first, what is an iron? Do you guys, I bet you guys do you know what an iron is? Hi, Wilfred is worthy. Hello. So happy Tuesday. So ironing, obviously, when you want your clothes to not have wrinkles, you get this hot metal, no? And you use this to get the wrinkles out of your clothes. So this is ironing. So it means you make everything smooth. So to iron something out, it's not about clothes. It means to resolve a problem or disagreement. So you can imagine when you have a problem or a disagreement or a misunderstanding, you can imagine it's like your clothes are wrinkled. And you can also, you know, speaking, talking, communicating, you can also iron out the problem, which is like resolve the problem. For example, the two companies spent months trying to iron out the final details of the agreement. I hope that makes sense. The two companies spent months trying to iron out, like trying to resolve the final details of the agreement. Okay, super. So the next one, to lash out. To lash out, this means to criticize or attack someone angrily. This is also a difficult, I have been waiting for a gas engineer to iron out my gas meter. Well, you see, it has to be like, not like a physical problem, because to iron out the problem, waiting for him to iron out the problem, You see, it has to be something like that you need to talk and discuss. So we can't really talk and discuss with the gas meter. Do you know what I mean? It needs to be some problem with the person, you know, not with a thing. Because to iron out involves communicating, talking, debating, deliberating. Do you get what I mean? Try another one if you want. Like with this, I've been waiting for a gas engineer to iron out my gas meter. You know, you could say, imagine that the gas company was giving you really high bills and you couldn't understand why. And you called them, you said, I didn't use this amount of electricity. And they said you did, and you said I didn't. They said you did. And you need to speak and discuss, and maybe a technician needs to come to your house and check what's happening. And you discover that there's an issue. Maybe there was a problem with your contract. And they say, okay, we can offer you a solution. This would be to iron something out, but not actually mending something. Not a broken meter. Okay? You can try another one if you like. So to lash, this is with a whip. You know, they use them for horses. It's like a very, very long stick with a piece of rope at the end, and you kind of do like whoosh. This action is to lash. So when someone gets angry with you and they start shouting, they're lashing out. So not whipping you with an actual whip, but with their words, effectively. Hello! I'm teaching B2 plus to C2 is what I'm teaching. So more or less C1 is my goal, okay? Does that answer your question? What level are you? MTJ, SIN, what level do you have? Lash out at someone is definitely C1, eh? I can put the levels here if you like. Even, yeah, it's definitely C1 at least. To rule something out, this is used a lot in medical English. Okay, so when you go to the doctor is going to ask you a lot of questions because they want to make sure that it's not something, you know. So if you go to the doctor because you have a headache, I have a C1, but I don't know most of the expressions. You have the C1. Yeah, look, most of my students, they need English for work. That's why I focus on phrasal verbs and idioms and expressions that natives use. And also my students are doing mostly Cambridge. So yeah, this is a very high level. I don't know what C1 exam you did. But yeah, I'm focusing on the very difficult stuff, okay? We can practice a lot. After this, you did Cambridge, well done. Really, really well done. Business English, yeah. Thank you, Wilfred is worthy. Thank you. Yeah, business English, work English. So when you go to the doctor, if you say, hey, I have a headache, probably you are like, it's something simple. No, you're probably dehydrated, or you have allergies, or I don't know, you drank last night or whatever. It's probably not something serious, but the doctor needs to ask you several questions to make sure it's not that a heart attack or a stroke or something very serious is going to happen. So what the doctor is doing, he's ruling out or like eliminating very serious possibilities. So to eliminate a possibility, police have ruled out foul play. This is also very difficult. Foul play, when somebody commits a crime and the police come, well, maybe somebody didn't commit a crime. Maybe somebody is dead in their house, but maybe they died naturally. But when the police come, they need to check, was there a robbery? Is there any marks on the body that suggest foul play? Foul play means that somebody did this intentionally. Okay? So the police need to check that this wasn't a murder case or something. So they need to rule that out. To rule something out, that's probably, okay, this is probably also C1, yeah. To carry out is B2, eh? For anybody who speaks Spanish, it's llevar a cabo. So it just means to do something, to perform a task or conduct a task. Carry out a forensic investigation, really good. Yeah, that's good, okay. So we can say, we cannot enter the premises because they are carrying out a forensic investigation. Excellent, yeah, brilliant example. My example here was scientists carried out a series of experiments. Okay, brilliant. I like this one more. We cannot enter the premises because they are carrying out a forensic investigation, which is like they are doing, just a higher level verb. Okay. The next one is, yeah, I love this one. So this is an idiom, to throw in the towel. To throw in the towel, it means to give up, right? So example, after losing 5 matches in a row, he was tempted to throw in the towel. So he lost 5 times and he was thinking about giving up, throwing in the towel. Now, because this is a difficult one, I wrote the origin here. I like to look for the origins of these phrasal verbs. It comes from boxing. So a fighter's trainer or manager may decide that the boxer can no longer safely continue. To stop the fight and concede defeat, the trainer traditionally throws a towel or sponge into the ring. This signals to the referee that the fighter is withdrawing from the match. I love that. I thought that was so cool because I didn't know this before I prepared this class. But this is the origin of this idiom, to throw in the towel, and we use it a lot now. It means to give up. Okay, I love this one, to throw someone under the bus. It's a really, really good one. So this means to blame someone else in order to protect yourself. For example, when the project failed, the director threw his team under the bus. So he said that this was his team's fault. He blamed his team. So yeah, he threw them under the bus. And the bus, well, okay. The next one, to throw a spanner in the works. So do you guys know what a spanner is? It's a type of equipment. I wonder if I can share my screen here. Can I? Oh yeah, look. What about this? Spanner. Look at this. This is a spanner. Oh, cool. This is a spanner. Oh my God. Okay. This thing, right? This tool. So, to throw a spanner in the works means that it's like a machine is working, no, like a project or whatever. And if a person wants to cause problems or they want to sabotage this project, they throw the spanner into the mechanics. And of course, the machine is going to break or get stuck. So it means to cause a problem that disrupts a plan. For example, the sudden strike threw a spanner in the works. Okay, and then we had the collocations. So we have to face scrutiny, it's a really good one, meaning to be examined or investigated carefully. And for example, the company is facing scrutiny over its environmental record. We have as well to face allegations, meaning to be accused of wrongdoing. Wrongdoing is a really nice word for you guys also. Wrongdoing. For example, several senior executives are facing allegations of fraud. So people are accusing them of fraud. They're facing allegations. Face consequences. Now this one is a bit easier. This is maybe like B1 plus even. You have to face your consequences. You can't run away from them. So it means to experience the results of your actions. For example, anyone who breaks the rules must face the consequences. Okay, we're on to the quiz, right? Are you ready? Okay, we're going to start off. So let's see what you remember from what I've said. I'll help you out, okay? So question 1, it's a definition. What does weed out mean? Is it A, to rescue someone from financial difficulty? B, to remove unwanted people or things from a group? C, to criticize someone angrily? Or D, to perform or conduct an activity? Okay, what do you think, guys? What do you think? What does weed out mean? A, to rescue someone from financial difficulty. B, to remove unwanted people or things from a group. C, to criticize someone angrily. Or D, to perform or conduct an activity. What do you guys think? Yes, good job. Eulalia and Wolford is worthy. Really good. It's B. It is to remove unwanted people or things from a group. Good job, guys. Well done. Okay, on to the next one. Number 2, question 2. Fill in the gap. So following the financial crisis, the government was forced to several major banks. A, weed out. B, bail out. C, phase out. Or D, rule out. What do you guys think? Hello! Hello, Martuska. This is level C1, more or less. Level C1 plus or minus. The difficult things from C1. What level do you have, Martuska? Yeah, so more or less C1. So following the financial crisis, the government was forced to several major banks. A, weed out. B, bail out. C, phase out. Or D, rule out. Okay, good job. Wolford is worthy and Eulalia, you are correct. It is bail out. Very well done. Good job. Okay, the next one is the idiom. So question 3 is an idiom. Choose the correct idiom. After losing millions of euros and failing to attract investors, the founders decided to give up completely. Hello. Hello. Oh, we just started the quiz, eh? Hello, Soter. We just started the quiz. I'm sorry, my timing is really wild at the moment. There's no warning. Yeah, there's no warning. But you're welcome to join in, eh? We're just on question 3. All right. So, yeah, after losing millions of euros and failing to attract investors, the founders decided to give up completely. So, we have A, throw your weight around. B, throw in the towel. C, throw cold water on something. Or D, throw a spanner in the works. What do you think? So after losing millions of euros and failing to attract investors, the founders decided to give up completely. So this was the boxing one. Okay? Yeah, I was going to put the definition in here. Yeah, good job, guys. Well done. Good job. Wolford is worthy, Eulalia, and Marina. Well done. It's B. This is throw in the towel. Okay? It's throw in the towel. And just for Soter, because he arrived after, I'm going to put this in the chat. And you can have a read of this. There you go. Did that paste? Oh my God. Oh, it looks like I I can't copy you very much in the... Oh, you can't copy so much in the chat. Your comments have to be really short. So that's the definition there if you want to take a screenshot or something. That's it. For some reason I can't post it in the comments. I guess it's too long. But it's about boxing. Okay, cool. So you can read that one. 3 idiom. Well, okay. So this is the first challenge question, right? So if you were here yesterday, guys, the challenge questions, they're going to create a code. So today there are 7 letters, okay? So there are 7 challenge questions. So we're looking for 7 letters. So this is the first letter, okay? And those 7 letters are going to spell a word. So the suspect had a solid alibi, security camera footage, and dozens of witnesses who confirmed his whereabouts. So detectives were able to his involvement in the robbery. So is it R, carry out, U, rule out, N, iron out, or A, phase out? Okay, it's a hard one. This is a bit of a tricky one. What do you guys think? It's only for fun. I'm gonna tell you the answer after anyway. But a few people have to guess first, eh? You have to expose yourself. So the suspect had a solid alibi. So the suspect, do you understand alibi, guys? Do you know what this is? Anybody? Alibi is, so when there's a murder or a big crime or something, the police, they come to your house and knock on the door and they will say, hey, where were you last night at 6 o'clock? And the alibi is the story that you tell them. You say, hey, I was in the supermarket. And they say, did anybody see you? Can anybody corroborate your alibi? And you say, yes, I spoke to my neighbor in the supermarket. Well, okay, this is a good alibi. It's the story. So the suspect, he had a solid alibi. So he had a good alibi, right? There was also security camera footage. So there was cameras that showed this guy in another place, for example, at the time of the crime, and dozens of witnesses. So witnesses is the people who saw him. So they can prove that his story is true, who confirmed his whereabouts. His whereabouts is where he was at the time of the crime, okay? So detectives were able to his involvement in the robbery. Oh, okay. Okay, so I've made this harder than yesterday because I think yesterday was too easy. Okay, yeah. So it's not phase out. Phase out is like eliminate in parts. Phase out was for like the petrol cars, you know. So now the government doesn't want people to drive old cars anymore. So slowly they're saying, okay, cars older than 20 years can't enter the city centre. And then it will be cars older than 15 years can't enter the city centre. And finally it will be only electric cars in the city centre. So this is like eliminating por partes in phases, okay? Cut down their use, cutting down, could like reducing to cut down. They want to cut down, you can't cut down cars. You have to cut down on carbon emissions. And then it could be like cut down on, yeah. So the answer is correct. Well done, Soldier. It is rule out. Rule out, okay? So the suspect had a solid alibi, security camera footage, and dozens of witnesses who confirmed his whereabouts. So detectives were able to rule out his involvement in the robbery. So the first letter is U, okay? So you guys, you can write down number 1 is U. That's the first letter. Okay? Next question, number 5. This is a collocation. Which collocation is correct? So, face furniture, face consequences, face architecture, or face luggage? What do you think? Which one is the correct collocation with face? What do you think? Face furniture, face consequences, face architecture, or face luggage? Yay, good job, Soter, Eulalia, and full stop. Good job. Well done. It's face consequences. Hello, Paula. Yes, good job, Wilfred Wordy. You face consequences, okay? Remember, we're doing phrasal verbs with run, so you can't run away from the consequences of your action. You need to face them. Brilliant. Question 6. So this is an idiom. The negotiations were progressing smoothly until the finance minister unexpectedly announced a huge tax increase, creating a major problem for everyone involved. Is it A, throw in the towel, B, throw a spanner in the works, C, throw your weight around, or D, throw cold water on something? So the negotiations were progressing smoothly until the finance minister unexpectedly announced a huge tax increase, creating a major problem for everyone involved. What do you think? So there was 2 companies negotiating. Okay, let's work together. Everything is good. Okay, I like your idea. It's a good price. So running smoothly is like everything is okay. But then the finance minister of the country, he announced that everybody needs to pay a lot more tax. And the company said, oh my God, this is a big problem. Like maybe we can't continue with our project. Yes. Good job, Soter. Good job, Eulalia. Well done. Wilfred is worthy as well. You got it up the top there. Good job. Hello, Alejandro. It is throw a spanner in the works. Remember, this is a spanner. This tool, if you can see. Yeah, this one is a spanner. Okay, so you throw this thing into the machine and the machine is stops working. Gets totally stuck. Okay. Question 7. So it's a definition. What does lash out at someone mean? To lash out at someone. Does it mean A, to rescue someone from financial difficulty? To criticize or attack someone angrily? C, to gradually remove something from use? Or D, to eliminate a possibility? Hello, Valentina. What do you think? So, if I like this, I can show you pictures. This is the type of whip that this is the type of whip. Do you know this one? That it makes that sound, it makes like a crack because of the, maybe if I change this, get rid of the horse, lunging whip. Yeah, this one. This is the thing. So, for punishment in the past, people used these whips and it was called a lashing. If you did something bad, you could receive a lashing, okay? But nowadays, obviously, we shouldn't lash anybody, but we can lash out verbally. So it means like to give someone a latigazo, like a whip, but verbally, with your words, with your voice. Okay, good job, guys. Well done. Yeah, well done, Soter. Well done, Eulalia. Good job. It is to criticize or attack someone angrily. Exactly. B. Okay, to lash out at. All right, next challenge question. The pharmaceutical company spent 2 years trying to the final details of the merger agreement. You lash out at, to get a backlash. To get backlash. It comes from the same word. Wilfred is worthy. Yeah, backlash. That's the noun. There was a lot of backlash. it means repercussions. How can I explain that? If we go back to my whip, I don't know, I have used this because I grew up with horses on a farm. So when you use this whip, okay, sometimes because of the rope, this rope, if you use it, the rope can come back and hit you. Okay, it's by accident. So backlash is when the lash comes back to the person who started it. So I want to lash you, but actually I hit myself. So it's like repercussions. If you do something and they have negative repercussions for you, this is the backlash. Thank you, Soter. I'm doing my best. I hope so. Yeah. So this is backlash. It's really common. It's a really good word. So back to this. Good. Thank you very much, Wilfred is worthy. Yeah, to get backlash. So challenge question 2. The pharmaceutical company spent 2 years trying to the final details of the merger agreement. So you lash out at, is it similar to, like a boomerang, yeah. But boomerang doesn't have to be negative. Backlash is always negative because you're hitting yourself, you know. So backlash is always negative, but boomerang, not necessarily, you know. So you lash out at P, weed out, L, bail out, or S, iron out. What do you think? Challenge question number 2. So the pharmaceutical company spent 2 years trying to the final details of the merger agreement. Is it U, lash out at, P, weed out, L, bail out, or S, iron out? Hi, Yuming. What do you guys think? Here. It's a hard one, so is it? Do you remember what I said if they're trying to? Yes, good job, guys. That's it. Wilfred is worthy and so do a good job. It is, yes. Yay, Eulalia, well done. Good job. Yes, nice. Good job. It's iron out. So when you have problems, remember, it's like your clothes. Hey, I can show you a photo. Look, this is wrinkled clothes. So you can imagine when you have, get me something really, yeah, this stuff. Oh, is that photo clear enough? So this is the wrinkled clothes, okay? So you can imagine when you have problems, issues, you can imagine your life is like this, okay? Or your relationship with the company or whatever. So what you need to do, you need to iron this. It's really nice one to iron out the problems. You know, it's very visual. It makes sense. The literal version makes sense with the figurative version. Hello, resolving issues. Yes, well done. What does it mean? Maria Luisa, yeah, to resolve your problems. To resolve problems. So yeah, or details. So this can be like miscommunication. You know, if you want to make a deal with someone, for example, let me think, to iron out the details. Yeah, like if you decide to get a new business partner, okay, and you agree, okay, let's work together, but then you need to have a meeting because you need to discuss when are you going to have holidays, what percentage of the business are they going to own, what's their salary going to be, do they need to get a bigger office? So those are the details. So you need to like planchar. Are you Spanish, Maria Lisa? The planchar, the details. I hope you understand that one. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, it's a nice one. Okay, so we have question 2 is S. Okay, so number 9. When the project failed, the CEO publicly blamed several junior employees despite having approved every major decision himself. So the CEO, right, he was the one who approved all the decisions. But the project failed. So the CEO, he didn't want to accept liability or blame. So he said, hey, it was the juniors' fault. So he blamed them publicly. So is it A, threw caution to the wind, B, threw a spanner in the works, C, threw them under the bus, or D, threw in the towel? What do you think? A, threw caution to the wind, B, threw a spanner in the works, C, threw them under the bus, or D, threw in the towel? What do you think? Hello, Kineas. Good evening. So, when the project failed, the CEO publicly blamed the junior employees, despite having approved every major decision himself. A, threw caution to the wind, B, threw a spanner in the works, C, threw them under the bus, or D, threw in the towel? Everybody's scared to write the answer. Eulalia, you got it correct. Very well done. He threw them under the bus. Can you imagine? It's very bad behavior. So he said, it's not my problem, it's not my problem, it's not my fault, I didn't do anything with them. And yeah, the boss, is, so he publicly blamed them. Okay, well done, Eulalia, good job. So question 10, collocation. Which collocation is correct? Is it face curtains, face scrutiny, face sandwiches, or face bicycles? It's a bit crazy, but face curtains, face scrutiny, face sandwiches, or face bicycles. Hi! You're not. You're not very late. I'll give you the previous answers for the challenge questions, okay? You're not very late. Hey, I'm going to Portugal on Saturday for a running race. I'm going to a place, I probably shouldn't say what place I'm going, but I'm going to Portugal on Saturday for a running race. So fingers crossed, 10 kilometers. Okay, so which collocation is correct? Face curtains, face scrutiny, face sandwiches, face bicycles. Soter, you got it correct. It's face scrutiny. Scrutiny comes from the verb scrutinize. Okay, so this means to look at something very, very carefully, trying to find fault with this thing, to scrutinize someone. So you're looking at someone very, very carefully, really, really trying to find something wrong. And to face scrutiny means when you need to say, okay, I did something, and now everybody is going to look at you to observe everything that you did, trying to find more fault. Okay, good job. So question 11, this is a definition. What does carry out mean? B, was it, Kineas said? Yeah, face scrutiny. Good job, well done. Okay, so what does carry out mean? A, to abandon a project. B, to remove unwanted candidates. C, to criticize someone publicly. Or D, to perform or conduct a task. What does carry out mean? A, to abandon a project. B, to remove unwanted candidates. This was the weeding one, do you remember? C, to criticize someone publicly. Or D, to perform or conduct a task. What do you guys think? So abandon a project. This is more like to throw in the towel, right? That was this one. Where can I find fixed exercises like these online? Hello, TikTok. Conduct a task. Hello, TikTok. TikTok, I created this today myself. So I can't tell you where you can find them. I tried to make something entertaining, but these are my materials. I didn't get them from a book. I have a lot of books here, but honestly, they're a little bit boring, maybe. And, you know, for when everybody is tired and we just want to learn some quick stuff and have some fun. Yeah, that's why I made the quiz. So yeah, they came from my brain. But you can yeah, I hope so. I hope I'll get better and better, make them more interesting. But I think this is kind of a bit interactive, no? Rather than me reading all the time from the book. So there's a, to move on. This one was to weed out. This to criticize someone publicly, to throw in the towel. And guys, very well done. Soter and Eulalia, it was D, to perform or conduct a task, to carry out. Super, well done. So, question 12, fill in the gap. When journalists accused him of lying, the minister immediately, the reporters during a televised interview. So, carried out, phased out, lashed out at, or ruled out. What do you think? So he got defensive, right? So the journalists are accusing him of lying, saying, hey, you were lying, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. And the minister, and this is a very important word, immediately. With this phrasal verb, it's impulsive reaction. So he immediately, the reporters, during a televised interview. So, okay? Good job, guys. Good job, Soldier. Good job, Kineas. It's lashed out at. So he lashed out at them. Okay, very good. Yeah, it's not a good idea. Lash out at someone is very aggressive. Okay, and if he's a minister, he should be able to restrain himself. But look, high pressure situation sometimes can make people lash out. Okay, question 13, idiom. Choose the correct idiom. The CEO's sudden resignation completely disrupted plans for the merger. A, threw a spanner in the works. B, threw in the towel. C, threw caution to the wind. Or D, threw his weight around. So A, threw a spanner in the works. B, threw in the towel. C, threw caution to the wind. Or D, threw his weight around. The CEO's sudden resignation completely disrupted plans for the merger. So this was two companies, and they're deciding that they're going to merge together. But then the CEO of one of the companies, he resigned. So this makes it look like this company has a lot of problems. And then so this company say, hey, why did your CEO just resign? Like, what's going on really under the hood there? You know? And they start thinking, maybe we don't want to do a merger with that company if they're having internal problems. Okay? This is the hard one, no? Good job, Soter. Threw a spanner in the works. Okay, so threw the spanner into the machine and the machine stopped working, stopped moving forward. Good job. Okay, next challenge question. So for you, Kineas, I'm going to tell you, right? Number one that we have so far is you. This was the answer to the first challenge question. The second challenge question, the answer was S. And this is the third challenge question, right? So after months of laboratory testing, scientists were finally able to, the possibility that the disease was caused by contaminated water. Is it U, rule out, P, carry out, M, bail out, or weed out? What do you guys think? U, rule out, P, carry out, M, bail out, or weed out? So after months of laboratory testing, scientists were finally able to the possibility that the disease was caused by contaminated water. So, what do you think? So it goes M. M, what was M? M is like to rescue. M is like to rescue. Now, maybe I can show you guys a picture, okay? Look, to bail out a boat. I used to do this. Yeah, look at this one. Here we go. This is bailing out a boat, guys. When the boat is filling with water, this is the verb. When you start quickly, oh my God, we're going to sink. The boat is going to fill with water. We need to bail out the boat. We had a boat in the past, actually, a small boat. And I remember my father would drive the boat, and my job was to bail out the boat while we were driving, you know. Crazy, yeah. So this is bailing out. Yeah, this one is a good one, look. So the boat's filling with water, or for whatever reason, maybe it was raining. But this action of taking water from the inside of the boat and throwing it outside, this is to bail out. So we have taken this now and we've used it for saving people who are in big problems or in financial difficulty especially. Okay, so after months of laboratory testing, yeah, so it's like to rescue. All right, that was bailout. Now, the answer, good job. Yeah, Soter and Kineas, you got it. It was to rule out. So this means to eliminate that possibility. To eliminate a possibility. Particular possibility. Yeah. Okay. So they don't know what the problem was yet, but they can say that the problem was not contaminated water. They ruled that out. Good job. Well done. So number 3 is you again. Okay, so we have 2 U's now. We've got USU so far in the challenge. Your comment wasn't posted because of something. USU. Okay. For some reason my comment is not posted. I'm not sure why. But yeah, we have USU so far. So question 15. Collocation. Which collocation is correct? Face bicycles, face charges, face curtains, or face sandwiches. Okay, I should put some more examples in here. But it's an easy one. So which collocation is correct there? Do we say face bicycles, face charges, face curtains? Otherwise, if the contaminated water was the reason, could be say figure out. Otherwise, if the contaminated water was the reason, could be say, 1 second now. After months of laboratory testing, scientists were finally able to figure out that the disease was caused by contaminated water. Yes, you could say that. Well done. Yeah. You could. Yeah, but after months of testing, scientists, I wouldn't say able to figure out. I would say directly figured out. After months of laboratory testing, scientists figured out that the disease was caused by contaminated water. I can write it for you. There, 1 second. How can I do this in the fastest? So after months of laboratory testing, scientists figured out that the disease was caused así. Like this, you can do it. Okay? Yes. So they figured out, yeah. Nice one. Good job. Okay. So in this one is face charges is the correct one. Okay? Yeah, good job, Kineas. Well done. Good job. Okay, question 16. After the leaked emails were published, the minister was forced to intense scrutiny from journalists and opposition parties. After the leaked emails were published, the minister was forced to intense scrutiny from journalists and opposition parties. Is it A, face, B, carry out, C, weed out, or D, iron out? Hello, Svetlana. So after the leaked emails were published, I love this word as well, this adjective. After leaked emails were published, the minister was forced, hi Juanfer. After they were published, the minister was forced to, correct, so they're good job, to face intense scrutiny. And I love this adjective here also, intense scrutiny from journalists and opposition parties. Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to jump on to challenge question 4. Okay, so several governments have announced plans to petrol-powered vehicles over the next 20 years. Is it S, bailout, D, phase out, P, carry out, or weed out? This is a good one. So, several governments have announced plans to petrol-powered vehicles over the next 20 years. Is it S, bailout, D, phase out, P, carry out, or weed out? Hello, Mecca. Oh no. Okay. So it's not weed out, because remember, weed out is you see, there are too many petrol powered cars. So weed out is it would be like 1 in 40. So when you're weeding people out, you're taking out like the minimum, because remember, weeds are the things that you don't want. So weeds in a garden. Look, weeds in a garden. So this is the action weeding. So everything else in your garden is good, but there's only 1 or 2 get rid of. It's similar to get rid of. Good job. Yeah. But generally in your garden, the weeds are the minority. Okay? So we can't really use weed out in the case of petrol cars, because right now there are too many petrol cars. So it doesn't make so much sense. There are too many, because it would be like 1 here, 1 there, 1 there. And right now we have a lot of petrol cars. I think most cars are probably petrol. But what the government wants to do, I mean, people don't have money to change their cars, you know, and we don't have enough electric cars, and then we would have too many petrol cars. So they need to do this in parts. So slowly reduce. Yeah. So they need to do it in phases. So it would be to phase out. So you do it very gently. Do you remember COVID? I don't know where you guys were during COVID, but I remember the very intense lockdown. There was phases. It was like 1 month, you couldn't go outside. And then it was another month, you could go outside, but at specific times. And then it was like another month, you could go outside, but to only specific areas. So these were called like different phases. So in this case, it's phase out. Several governments have announced plans to phase out petrol-powered vehicles over the next 20 years. So 20 years, they're definitely going to do it in phases. Okay? So this one is D, right? Answer 4 is D. Is a hard one, right? Yeah. Phase out. Okay. And we're getting up now to 1 hour. I've got loads of questions. So I'm going to jump on to the challenge ones, okay? So, challenge question 5. When the company faced bankruptcy, the government decided to, in order to protect thousands of jobs. So this company was facing bankruptcy. So this means its bills are bigger than the money it has. Okay, so this company is going to close. But this company employs thousands of people. So the government decided to save that company. They gave them money to keep the company open so that the people could keep their jobs. Hello, Sonia Lord. So, what do you guys think? Would it be weed it out, bail it out, carry it out, or phase it out? Yes! Good job. Bail it out like the boat. Good job, Kineas. Good job, Soldier. Yes, it's I. To bail it out like the boat. So when the company faced bankruptcy, the government decided to bail it out in order to protect thousands of jobs. Brilliant. Good job. Okay, so 5 is I. Yes. Awesome. Yeah, you got the boat visualization. It's cool. Okay, so I'm going to jump down to the next one. Yeah. So, challenge question 6. Several executives are expected to, after regulators discovered evidence of accounting fraud. It's a big problem. Accounting fraud. It's not good. Okay, so T, face bicycles. P, face charges. These ones are a bit easy. R, face sandwiches. Or P, face curtains. What do you guys think? Several executives are expected to, after regulators discovered evidence of accounting fraud. What do you guys think? Face bicycles, face charges, face sandwiches, face curtains. Good job, Soldier. Good job, Kineas. Well done. Hello, Miauler. It is face charges. Yeah. So several executives are expected to, after regulators discovered evidence of accounting fraud. Brilliant. Good job. So 6 is B. Yeah. Cool. Okay. What about this one? Choose the correct idiom. I'll do the idiom one because they're nice. Everyone at the meeting knew that the missing money was the real issue, but nobody wanted to discuss it. Okay? So everyone at the meeting knew that the missing money was the real issue, but nobody wanted to discuss it. Is it A, a blessing in disguise? I love this one. I use this one a lot. B, once in a blue moon. C, the elephant in the room. Or D, hit the nail on the head. What do you guys think? So all these people are in the meeting, okay? They know that there is a serious problem, okay? Because there is some money is missing. So everybody's in the meeting. Everybody knows that this meeting is about the missing money. But nobody wants to speak about it. Okay? Yeah, good job, guys. Well done. Good job, Soldier. Good job, M. Well done. It is the elephant in the room. This is the elephant in the room. So you're in a room with people. There is also an elephant, which is obviously a giant animal. And everybody is pretending that they can't see the elephant, that the elephant is not there. Okay? So it's quite funny. But yeah, so nobody wanted to speak about the elephant in the room. And yeah, people often say like, okay guys, let's discuss the elephant in the room. Vamos al grano. Let's speak about the missing money. Good job. I love that one. Hello, Monica. Okay. Question 30. The admissions committee reviewed hundreds of applications before finally deciding to candidates who had clearly exaggerated their experience. What's the meaning of A? 1 second. This one, yeah. Okay. Do you know what a blessing is? So I don't know what language you speak. In Spanish is bendición. So a blessing is like when you bless yourself, if you're religious, you do like this type of this thing. Okay? This is to bless. Or when the priest comes, he does like in animo padre, etc., etc., etc. No, in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and so on. This is called blessing. So this is a really, really good thing. A blessing. It's a fantastic, fantastic thing. No, people say like a child, having a baby is a blessing. Living in a sunny place is a blessing. Something wonderful that happens. Now, a disguise, I think you guys all know disguise, right? A disguise is like a costume. So a disguise, oh my God, what kind of images are these? Okay, 1 second. A disguise. A disguise is like, yeah, look. This is like a disguise. When you are pretending to be, or this one, no? You're pretending to be, you're hiding who you are. It's a disguise. Okay, you're hiding who you are. You're disguised. Let me see. Yeah, that's the best one. So we use this one when something bad happens, right? And everybody is sad or upset. Like a mask, Kineas, yeah, like a mask is a disguise. A mask is often part of a disguise. So when something bad happens, and you're trying to think like, oh, maybe it's for some reason. This is a true story. Last Saturday, I had a running race, and I needed to leave my house, and I could not find my car keys. So I was running around like a headless chicken in my house. My God, where are my car keys? I'm gonna be late. And then I thought, one moment, maybe this is a good thing in a disguise. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. You know, maybe in that moment there was somebody on the road who was driving too fast. Maybe there was some good reason that I should not have left my house at that time. And we call this a blessing in disguise. Okay? It's similar to every cloud has a silver lining. Yeah, every cloud has a silver lining. I think every cloud. Oh, I'm glad. Okay, I hope you understand that. Good. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, me too. I like this type of thinking too, Kenny. I think it's fundamental actually for a happy life. So every cloud has a silver lining. I think every cloud has a silver lining. For me, we say this like after we discover what the positive thing was, maybe. But then blessing in disguise, also. We can say blessing in disguise like before. When something bad is happening, you can say, well, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe this is for a good reason, you know? And then every cloud has a silver lining. We definitely say like after, look what happened. See, every cloud has a silver lining, look. Like everything was okay in the end. So maybe it's just the timing, but they're very, very similar. Okay, cool. So let's jump down now to, I'd stay here all night, but I have class tomorrow at 6:30. So we'll go on to the next question here. The last question, right? Last question. So after failing his driving test for the 4th time, oh my God, I failed one time, eh? I'm not ashamed. I cried a lot. I passed the 2nd time. But this guy, so after failing his driving test for the 4th time, Martin finally decided to and apply for a job within walking distance of his house. So after failing his driving test for the 4th time, Martin finally decided to and apply for a job within walking distance of his house. What do you guys think? Is it O, throw in the towel? U, throw a spanner in the works? R, throw caution to the wind? Or P, throw his weight around? So after failing his driving test for the 4th time, Martin finally decided to give up, okay? Decided to and apply for a job within walking distance of his house, right? Maybe it was a blessing. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise for the other drivers. Poor Martin. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe, look, if we take it one step further, maybe when he got this job, he fell in love and married one of his colleagues there, you know? So that was the silver lining. Okay, so I like this fast thinking. Yes, so P, okay, this one is different. Throw his weight around. Hello myself. Does anybody know what this means? Because I haven't explained it today. I haven't explained this today. P. Does anybody know what that means? To throw your weight around. I'm going to explain it really quick. I can't resist the temptation. So, when you're working in a company, they say people who have a higher position in the hierarchy, they have more weight. It comes again from boxing. You know, generally, if the heavier you are, the harder you can punch. So if a person, maybe you are the son of the CEO, or I don't know, the wife of the manager. So you have like a lot of weight, you have a lot of power, okay? If you throw your power around, this is a way to say you're abusing your position. To abuse your power or position. Yeah. To take advantage, aprovechar. To take advantage in a negative way. It's negative, always negative. In a negative way of your position. This is to throw your weight around, okay? Always negative. So in this case, let me see, myself and M got it correct. Well done, good job. It was O, which means to give up. It was to give up, okay? So after failing his driving test for the 4th time, Martin finally decided to throw in the towel and apply for a job within walking distance of his house. Okay, it was that one. Well done. Okay, so now the winner of this challenge, yesterday it was Salter. Eh? You got the word articulate. So let's review what letters we collected today. So we have number 1 was U. Yeah, good job. Let me see. Do I have the same as you? 1 second. U-S-U D-I-B. Yes, Kineas, you have all the letters. You have all the letters. Okay? So now, who can make a word with all of these letters? Those are the letters. So who can make a C1 word with all of these letters? This is the winner of the challenge. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. I hope I've got these right. Yes, I got it. Okay, I have it. Does anybody know the word? U-S-U-D-I-B-O. U-S-U-D-I-B-O. What word can we make, a C1 level word, can we make with these letters? These 7 letters. Who's going to win now today? Yesterday it was Soter. Okay, with articulate. Any clue? Oh my god. Will I give you the first letter? Any clue? The first letter is the same letter. Hello English. Hello Wallace. Ahmed Ran. Hello. Hello. My name is Vikki. Clue for you guys. Okay, who knows the capital city of the country where I grew up? Who knows the capital city of the country where I grew up? Hello, Cappuccino. Where are you from? Does anybody know or remember where I'm from? Yes, it's Dublin. Good job, Soldier. Well done. This is your clue. Look, Amsterdam. Kineas. Oh my god. I am Irish, not Dutch. But I have been asked if I was Dutch a lot. Yeah, I'm Irish. Nobody ever guesses that I'm Irish. Yeah, it's normally like Dutch or something. Your accent is good. Thank you so much. Thank you. I've been teaching for a very long time. So my accent now is very neutral, I think. So the clue is Dublin. The first letter is the same. And the second letter is the same. I think you're from UK. Oh no, don't say that. Wakwas, don't say. Don't say I'm from the UK. You know, the Irish and the English, our relationship is this word actually. Our relationship is this word between the Irish and the English. Yeah. Okay, so the first, I'm going to help you guys a bit because I can see you're struggling. So it's D. D is the first letter, okay? D, U, B. That's the first letter. Impossible. Impossible. Okay. D, U, B. And then it's a suffix. After this, it's a suffix. It's a typical suffix. For example, you know, one suffix is ION, no? Information. Ible, impossible. But the final letters for this word, it's also like a suffix. They're the same for many words, the same order for many words. Yes, good job. Good job, Soter. Dubious. The answer is dubious. Yeah, it's dubious. Well done. Now you're going to tell me, Vikki, what the hell does this word mean? But the answer is dubious. Okay? Dubious. Yes, M. Good job. Dubious. Dubious was the word. Is it too difficult? It's very hard, isn't it? Yeah, it's probably C1 plus. But it's it was a bit difficult. Okay. Okay, I'll take it easy tomorrow. I'm getting too enthusiastic with the words, no? Dubious, it was a hard one. It was a hard one. So, Vikki, what does it mean? Right? So congratulations. So Soter and M. Well done. Good job, guys. Okay, it's a bit difficult. So you didn't help us at all. I did help with Dublin and saying it was a suffix, no? I helped a bit. No? Okay, I'll help more next time. Right, you're kidding? Okay. Okay, so it means not completely trustworthy or believable or convincing. Okay, so if something is dubious, it's you think, you know, I don't really trust this. It looks a bit dubious to me. This deal looks a bit dubious. It sounds too good to be true, you know. For example, the journalist was highly dubious about the politician's explanation. Okay, so it didn't make sense. The politician's explanation didn't make sense. Okay. I received a dubious email claiming, I had inherited millions from a distant relative. I have received these emails, okay? You receive an email, hello, Victoria, you have inherited 1 million euros from a distant relative in Africa. Please send us your account information and we will forward you 1 million euros. No, this is a very, very, very dubious email, okay? And the last one, the witness gave such a dubious account of events that nobody in the courtroom believed him, okay? So the witness, he told the jury a very dubious account of events and they thought, no, this, don't believe this guy, okay? Hello Mahdi Hassan, hello. Okay guys, cool. So that's all for today. It was great fun. Does anybody have any questions? Before I'm getting addicted to these lives. It's great fun. Does anybody have any questions? Today's Tuesday. It's my birthday next week. So I'm getting excited about that. Hello Samu, hello Ter. Okay guys. Yeah, it's your very welcome. Thanks so much for participating, everybody. What time do you start? Like, I am working on this. I am, for example, today, after I finished work, yeah, it took me quite a while actually to prepare this document. So I need to get organized. I would like to do maybe 1 hour, Monday to Friday. It's probably going to be around this time. I would say 8 to 9 looks like it's the best time for me right now. By the time I finish with work and finish with everything, probably I'll try to do something like 8 to 9 in the evenings if I can. Mondays I think definitely, but I think probably 8 to 9. Earlier is hard, because things come up. I need to finish work and whatever. So probably 8 to 9, I'd say. I hope that's a good time for you guys. Some people mentioned to me 7 is a really good time, but it's just on Monday and Tuesday I'm working at 7. And then, so yeah. Yeah, okay, I'm so glad. Okay, so depending on tomorrow, I'm not sure because I'm not sure what I'm gonna do tomorrow. But if I'm home, if I can, I'll log on around 7. But I'll try to do it Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday for an hour or so. Okay, cool guys. So I'm gonna say goodbye. Good night. I hope you're so welcome, Kineas. It's a pleasure. Thanks you guys for participating. It's awesome. I'm really enjoying it. Okay. So we'll see each other soon, and I hope you have a lovely evening. Get some rest. Okay, and have a nice day tomorrow. Okay, see you soon. Bye guys. Bye Soter. See you soon. Bye guys on YouTube.